Hello and welcome back to the Birdcage. I'm Jack Kenna, and today we will be previewing Creighton's opening game of the new season. The Creighton Blue Jays take on UTRGV in game one of the 2024-2025 basketball season, and it's going to be an interesting game. Obviously, Creighton has not played so far this year. A lot of teams started their season off on Monday. The Jays had to wait until today or tomorrow, I guess. I guess Wednesday, whenever you're listening to this. So, what can we really expect from this Creighton team? That I don't know. I'm gonna be upfront. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know what to expect. After watching the exhibition game, after watching or hearing about the closed door scrimmage, we can assume that's about as best as we can do so far without getting the chance to see Creighton basketball in a regular season game. We can assume how they're going to respond, how they're going to play. The UTRGV team that is coming to Omaha tomorrow is a down team. This team played Nebraska on Monday and fell 87-67 in a game that was quite frankly competitive. It was a competitive game for most of the game. Nebraska eventually pulled away towards the end of the game, but this is a very competitive game, and it was a very competitive. Um, there was a competitive feel for the first game of the year. This team, the UTRGV team, is led by senior Cliff Davis and senior KT Ramey. KT Ramey, you guys might have heard the name if you guys watched Big East basketball last year. Transfers over from DePaul. Ramey was their leading scorer against Nebraska, he had 14 points. He also contributed with a steal. He didn't have an assist, and he only had one rebound, which is interesting from a player that demanded the ball so much on Monday. Didn't really contribute other than putting the ball in the basket. Um, he's a good player. He is. He can shoot the ball. And that's what he likes to do. He took 13 shots against Nebraska. I would assume he's going to do the same tomorrow against the Creighton Blue Jays. Cliff Davis, another senior guard, also shoots the ball. He took 12 shots against Nebraska, put up 12 points. He didn't shoot it very efficiently, only 4 of 12 from the field, all 4 being 3-pointers. So expect him to shoot the ball. Expect KT Ramey to get his shots up. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of guys who like to shoot on this team, and if I'm going to be honest, they're sloppy. This is a sloppy team. Team finished with 20 turnovers against Nebraska. I would like to think the Creighton defense can be a little more suffocating than the Huskers, especially this year with the better length. I guess better length is a weird term. The more length that the Blue Jays have this year compared to years before. I would assume that number to stay around the 20 mark. If Creighton can force more turnovers, then that might be the best thing possible. But from a Creighton standpoint, what can we see? That I don't know. My thoughts are I think Creighton wins this game by quite a bit, where a lot of the younger guys can get in, get some playing time. Um, this Creighton non-con is it's real. It's a hard non-conference schedule. Um, so the games like this are going to be really important to see what the freshmen can do, and even second-year transfer Isaac Trout. It'd be nice to get Steven Ashworth going early in the year, see if Mason Miller or Jason Green can take a step. And I think most importantly is seeing what Fred King can do, because if Fred King can come off the bench and play 10 minutes a game, that's going to be a huge improvement from last year. Fred King was a player that was almost unplayable at points, or at points in last year, just because of his how often he fouled. If Fred King can come contribute offensively and defensively, I'm not saying for 20 minutes, but just for an extended period of time to give Kalkbrenner a little bit of a rest, I really think that he can be a key factor to this Creighton team this season. When I look at the other guys on the roster that can play a big role, especially tomorrow, I think of guys like Isaac Trout. I think of guys like Mason Miller, Jason Green, even Jemiah Neal, a lot of newcomers, a lot of guys that it might take a little bit to get kind of the rust off, get back into basketball playing game feel. almost. And games like this could be very huge for that, just for an opportunity to go out there, hopefully steamroll somebody, and then get shots up, work on your offense, work on your defense, especially this team. This UTRGV team is going to keep you on your toes. So this could be a great tune-up game for the Creighton basketball season. It's hard. It really is. We have a few tune-up games. We play FDU, um, Farrell Dickinson next. If you guys don't remember, you guys should. They upset Purdue in the NCAA tournament, becoming the second 16 seed to ever defeat a 1 seed. But that's just it's the glory of the schedule. It's the glory of the non-conference games that Creighton schedules. It's not easy stuff. So using these early games to kind of get it in the groove is going to be really key for the Creighton Blue Jays. We touched on it a little earlier, but this UTRGV team is just sloppy. According to Ken Palm, they are rated 306th in the team rankings. The Creighton Blue Jays are 10th. The Blue Jays are a good team this year. They will be a good team. They'll show that they're a good team. Tomorrow is just going to become pretty much going to be based on how fast can the Blue Jays start. We have seen teams, especially in the Big East, come out sloppy in game one. We've seen teams all across the country come off sloppy game one, just not ready to play at the start of the game. And that just really makes these games a lot closer than they need to be. UTRGV gave Nebraska a run for their money on Monday, and they could do the same to us if we don't come out ready to play. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think we're ready to go. We've had 2 extra days without a game to kind of prepare. I would definitely expect us to be ready to go on Wednesday, and I really hope Ryan Kalkbrenner can just get in a groove. If this could be a game where Ryan Kalkbrenner, Steven Ashworth, Pop Isaacs, everyone is just firing on all cylinders, I would love that. I don't know what to expect offensively from the Creighton Blue Jays. I would assume we're going to give Ryan Kalkbrenner more touches inside. I would assume we let Pop Isaac, Steven Ashworth kind of do their thing, do what they did against kind of Purdue. This is going to be a very, very interesting game. It should be a stress-free game for all of the Blue Jay diehards. I know I'm one myself, where if this can be a game where we win by 40 and I'm relaxed, that could be a good start to the season. But at the end of the day, Creighton basketball is back. Tomorrow's game is going to be a lot more on Creighton than it will on the opponents. Because quite frankly, I think Creighton's backups could win this game tomorrow. But if the Creighton Blue Jays can show out, take care of business, game 1 of the year, that would be a great stepping stone for game 2 against FDU in the coming days. That is my preview for the Creighton men's basketball game against UTRGV. I will be back for a post-game recap when that game wraps up tomorrow. So make sure you guys stick around, stay tuned for that. And for me, I'll see you guys next time.